Well, hello, friends. In 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 3, it says, according as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue. Wow. What a powerful promise. God's divine power has already given us everything that we need in life to be and live life the way God does. That's what godliness means, God-likeness, or like God has or does. He's already given it to us. So if God has already given us everything that we need to live a powerful, dynamic life where all of the promises that he has made are coming to pass in our life, then how come there are so many areas of our life where we are failing to see those promises become actual realities in the natural world that we and everybody else can see? That's what I want to talk about today. To see there are two big problems or major obstacles or things that can hinder or prevent the promises of God from coming to pass in our life. The first one is simply ignorance. See, it said his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, but it says it's through the knowledge of him. So in other words, if we don't know about a blessing that God has already given us, if we're ignorant of it, then even though it is something that God has given us, the fact that we're ignorant of it will prevent us from experiencing the fulfillment of that promise. And then the second part of it is just as equally important, and that is it's possible for us to be aware of a promise that God has made or a blessing that he has given to us. So we're not ignorant of that promise or we're not ignorant of that blessing, but yet, see, here's the thing. If we don't do what his word says to do, then failing to act upon the knowledge that we have will also stop and prevent that promise from becoming an actualized reality in our life. There's lots of examples that we could use to back this up. For instance, if you had $1 million sitting in the bank, but you were ignorant of that fact, you didn't even know that you had $1 million sitting in the bank, then you could die of starvation and live a terrible, miserable life. But here's another thing. You know, it's also possible that you could know that you have $1 million in the bank, but that money that's in the bank doesn't benefit you until you get it out of the bank and put it into practice. So you have to go down to the bank and make a withdrawal. And that's what we see about all of the promises of God, is that all of these things are things that God has already provided it, but for us, but we are the ones who have to make the withdrawals, and we do that by faith. It's by faith and patience that we become inheritors of the promises that God has made. I want you to think about that this week. God bless you.